Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to take an opportunity, as promised, and jump on here and offer a little bit of an instructional video, a little advice video when it comes to videoing your open performances. So again, just to reiterate what might have been missed, is that if we train and we're going to compete in the open out of our garage, we don't have an affiliate that is just closed where one of their judges who has passed the judges course with CrossFit can zoom in and watch us, or we're not part of an affiliate where another member can actually zoom in and judge us wherever we're competing in the open from. If we don't have any of that, and like a lot of us who are Mayhem athletes all over the globe, we consider ourselves unaffiliated officially with regards to the terms of the CrossFit Games pathway, starting with the open. If that's us, if we're unaffiliated, then we have to record our open performance and we have to upload our video to CrossFit HQ in order to have our score validated. And it's really going to be an aspect, a product of how well we do videoing our performance as to whether or not we're going to have a good video, as CrossFit speaks to in the rule book, or we have a video that's just basically going to result in maybe a major penalty because we can't count on our own, or we did not meet one of the movement standards, or et cetera, et cetera. So let me just start first with, as I go through just a few, what I feel like are the core aspects of recording a successful video for CrossFit HQ. Let me just start with this principle, and that is that as you record, I want to offer you to leave no doubt, right? Leave no doubt for a judge. If your camera angle's a little off, if it doesn't capture fully the movement standard or the equipment, or et cetera, if there could be any question, then you want to make sure that you alleviate that question by a high quality video. And you can bring in family and friends, to help with this process to make sure it's a well done recording. Let me also just reiterate and emphasize to those of you who are studs, who know you're going to be inside the top 10%, know you're going to move on to the quarterfinal workout. It doesn't matter when or how you're doing your open performances. You want to make sure you record yours as well, so that CrossFit HQ has that ability to go in and again validate your score that's in the system and ensure without a doubt that the right top 10% are moving on to the next phase. So starting with the video itself, there's different timers out there, but when you consider that every workout we do is going to have some kind of time component to it, whether it's an AMRAP, or you have different, as different open workouts have been, where every 3 minutes there's a new setting, of equipment or reps or whatever. If you've been around the open a while, there's a lot of variety to how the workouts come out, but they all have some kind of a time component. So you're going to need a timer, like what I'm using right now is WeTime. The other really popular one is WODproof. There's probably a couple more out there that some of you are familiar with and comfortable with. But the benefit to timers like that is you have the video recording, like what you see out of me right now, with the addition of the timer on the screen. So if you don't like that and you want to do another option, you may have a timer in your garage, but the challenge with that is that timer, like you would see with the Mayhem live videos that Rich and the crew does from the barn so often for us, they have the timer that they position right in front of the camera, and then they do the workout. So that's an option as well, but you got to have the video and the time going simultaneously in order to capture it well. So I use the WeTime app. If that's something that appeals to you as well and you want to upgrade to the premium membership of the WeTime app, it's only $5 a month, but if you use the code KEN50, all one word, you get 50% off the opportunity to try that out through this month of the open, and you can upload your free, or not free, you can upload your custom logo onto the video, and then you have the preloaded timers for all the open workouts, plus a ton of other workouts. You can do side-by-side video comparisons. If we have a repeat workout this year and you want to upload your 18.1 and compare it to 21.1, you can do all that kind of stuff with the WeTime Premium app. So shameless plug there, but I use WeTime because what you're going to see is that what I'm starting with right now is through WeTime. It's a video that can allow me to introduce myself, show the equipment, and then hit the start button again. That counts down from 10 seconds, gives me plenty of time to get in position to begin the first rep of my open performance, and then it's a 3, 2, 1 official beeping timer countdown at the end of that 10 seconds that begins recording my performance with the time on there. You can pre-program the timers around what you're doing with the workout. So for example, if it was a 20-minute AMRAP, I could have 20 minutes programmed in ahead of time on a timer like this, and I'm sure WODproof and others do the same thing. But as I'm done with the introductory recording stuff, then when the timer starts, it's counting down from 20 minutes. When that's over, the video is still recording, so if there's anything I got to do to close out, on the tail end after the performance of my video, that option is there for you as well. Okay, so that's the video itself, that's the timer. And let me just say real quick, let me just insert this comment that if you've got comments, if you've got suggestions, if you've got some advice, if I miss something, leave something out unintentionally, drop it in the comments of the post, not necessarily this video, so everybody can benefit from your wisdom and expertise, okay? So once we get out of this video, what I do is I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Ken Lovell. I'm competing out of North Carolina, in the North American region, and I am in the 45 to 49-year-old men's division. Some introduction like that clarifies your name, clarifies the division you're competing in, because some of you may be 45 to 49, but you're competing in the adaptive division, for example, or you might be 45 to 49 and you're scaling and you're going with the minimal equipment or body weight version of the workout, all that stuff. So introduce yourself, your name, your division, RX, all that sort of stuff. Just helps whoever's going to validate your video be clear about the performance that you're performing, because by announcing yourself that way, if you do some kind of different workout and you decide to change it on the fly, that could be a faulty video as well, I'm sure. So now that we move on to the equipment, of course, we know in phase one of the open, it's very minimal equipment. You're not going to see sandbag cleans, for example. You're probably, don't quote me, but not going to see rope climbs or bar muscle-ups and ring muscle-ups, because we just needed a pull-up bar, and being that most people are competing out of their garage, I'm going to take a stab at saying CrossFit is not going to have those sort of higher skill movements in the first phase. But we'll see. We never know how that's going to work out. But let me just use a few simple examples about how to, again, leave no doubt in the execution of your performance so that the judges understand what clearly you have done. So after you've introduced yourself, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to validate, if you will, to the reviewer of your video that you are using the equipment that has been prescribed for the workout. So let me give you a couple ways in which you can really be efficient and effective and detail-oriented in the recording of your open workout. So behind me I have just some variety of some different pieces of equipment. So if, let's say, box jumps are in the workout, and as a RX male, I know that those are going to be 24-inch box jumps, I'll break out my tape measure. I'll have a family member, if I can't do it, and hold the video and the tape measure all at the same time, come in and zoom in on my tape measure, showing that I indeed have a 24-inch box. So yeah, I've got the Rogue stencils on there, but let's just be honest, where somebody could build a box that looks pretty close to 24 inches and it's actually 20, and I mean there's just some awful people out there where we know this, right? So measure your box, prove that you are performing the open on that 24 to that 20-inch standard box that is most commonly used, right, in CrossFit workouts. So I'm going to Blair Witch you all here for a second. And if I was introducing this workout, what I would then say is I would bring you on over to my equipment. The first thing that I would do is I would come in here on the end of my bar, and you can see that I'm proving that this is a men's 20 kilogram bar. Let me just say to that point that that is the men's bar standard weight, but what CrossFit releases for their workouts for you international athletes is all weights will be released in pounds. You don't have to use equipment that lists in pounds. You just have to do the math with your kilogram plates or what have you to make sure that you're actually performing the weight in the equivalent poundage for the workout. Don't ask me what a 135-pound Grace bar is in kilograms, because I don't know, but you do, so just make sure you're clear on that. So another thing that I would be doing is if I had to do, let's say I was doing a workout that had to change plates, I would come down here and I would show that I have a 35-pound plate down there. I would show my fractional plate is a 5-pound plate. So whatever plates that I might need to use during the course of the workout, I would want to make sure that I show that is the equipment that I have laying out. So as I'm doing the workout and they're seeing me put on plates, these are the plates that I'm showing CrossFit HQ. All right, so another thing is if I was going to be using a dumbbell, I would come over here to my dumbbell and I would, let me find it again here, I would prove that indeed we have a 50-pound dumbbell, so that, again, I have all the equipment prescribed that they're asking for. Let me just show you something else to be prepared for. This is the handstand push-up wall that I use. So a couple things here is you have standards, right? CrossFit will release this kind of stuff in workouts where they tell you that you have to have a 2-foot box or something for handstand push-ups that your hands have to be inside of when performing. They'll tell you that you have to have a line that your feet have to cross every time you perform a successful rep with arms locked out, hips extended, all that kind of stuff. So I've got that standard up from years ago. I tape it. Of course, I'm going to have to demonstrate measuring myself in accordance with the handstand push-up standard, should that be released again, to prove that indeed my mark, my line, as they've asked for, is there. Now, what's good about CrossFit is that they, when they release the workout, they also release the standards of the workout, and they'll tell you how to measure with arms above your head, for example, for handstand push-ups, and thumbs touching or something, and marking the wrist, and then 3 inches down, and all that stuff that they've done. They're going to give you that stuff. You're just going to have to record you being measured accordingly to prove that indeed you're doing it accurately. And again, leaving no doubt for judges. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, as you perform the workout, one of the things the rule book speaks to is clothing and attire that does not prohibit a judge from accurately judging your workout. So if CrossFit HQ, somebody there is validating your video submission and to therefore validate your score, consider what you're wearing when you do the open workout that enables a judge to clearly see that you are performing the movement standard in standard. So one example I could think of, let's just say the movement was chest to bars. If I've got a huge, big, bulky, loose sweatshirt and I'm butterflying up and that sweatshirt's sort of flying, is it clear that my chest is actually touching the bar? That'd be a question. So that would be one example where I would suggest that you pay attention to what you're wearing when doing an open workout. So let me just get into the last thing. To that point, when you position your camera in a way that is going to capture your performance of the open, I'm using an iPad here that does a pretty good job, I think, of capturing accurately my workout. But I do understand that if I get maybe on one side or another of the camera angle, my body just slightly stretches a little bit. I tend to gain weight right on one side or the other. And depending on if the camera's maybe too high or too low, it can, especially when you get into squats where you're trying to demonstrate that your hip crease is indeed going below the knee, stuff like squats, wall balls, things like that. You want to be really smart about where you position your camera and at the height that you position your camera so that there's no doubt that you're performing those reps in accordance with the standard. Because man, if you have to do hundreds of wall balls or hundreds of thrusters and you're counting them all and you nail it to the number, but HQ's looking at it like, man, I don't know, those look like no reps. We all know the stories, or at least maybe many of you know stories about like the deadlifts in the open when you're trying to cycle them fast. Did you stand up fully? So if I'm doing a deadlift facing the camera, that might be a little harder to judge versus being profiled to the camera so that I can indeed demonstrate that my hips were extended with every single rep. So consider those things. If I'm doing pull-ups, the pull-up bar with my back to the camera is not going to show if indeed my chin and is going above the bar or my chest is touching the bar. So you want to think about those kind of things. You want to make sure your whole body, head to toe, is in every single repetition so that they can see that as well. So just be thinking about those kind of things. And the last thing I would offer you is this. In the open, the reps are usually at the higher volume point, right? Because they have to create a way in which the elite athletes can separate themselves and advance into the later stages of the game's pathway. So to that point, man, it would be awful to record a video, upload this thing into YouTube, and then drop that link at the game's website, be happy about your score, only to find out, as I've done before, and some of you can attest to as well, that you miscounted. You're by yourself, you're in the heat of the moment, you think you're counting, and before you know it, instead of counting your burpees when you're up, you started counting when you're down, you skipped a rep or two, and then you went back and started counting the other way, and next thing you know, now you've missed 2 or 3 reps, and then that could just be an awful position to put yourself in, especially if you are one of those elite athletes trying to go to the next level. So have somebody with you that's going to count your repetitions faithfully for you, and have somebody with you that's also going to hold you accountable to the standard. If my hips are supposed to go below my knees, then I need my wife to tell me when it's a no rep. Be confident in that. I'm going to be hurting, I'm going to be high intensity, I might look at her and be like, what? Or I might think I'm on rep 10, she tells me I'm on rep 8, whatever. I need her confident to stand her ground and tell me exactly where I am and not take it personal in the heat of the moment. So consider that as well, so that really, man, you can give everything you got 100% to this open workout and also be 100% excellent in the video that you record. So all that to be said, good luck this year in the open. Again, drop some comments if I missed anything, if you've learned from this experience and you want to offer some additional points of wisdom. So if I was ready to go right now and I just got done introducing myself on WeTime, I hit my timer, it's going to count down from 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and then we're off and running and my clock is ticking. I'm going to perform the workout to standard. I'm going to represent the brand well, and I'm going to submit this video with a lot of confidence that I gave my best effort to the standard that CrossFit has set for us. And then when the whole workout's over, once I can finally compose myself enough to get back to the camera, I'll go ahead and hit that stop button. I'll stop my timer, and then I'll make sure to go back and review it, that I count my own reps, and just double check and make sure, again, once this video is ready to go, I save it to my computer, I upload that thing to YouTube, launch it off to CrossFit HQ, and see the rest of you on the leaderboard. Good luck.